can't resist us.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 14 in season number 3 of the Turkey Hill Series. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Penn Grade 250, a 15-lap race around this 2.5-mile speedway in Speedway, Indiana. And we got ourselves a very tight points battle coming into this race. After the race we had at Riverside back on Saturday, the top 5 in the points standings are separated by only 3 points. William Brock was able to edge out Josh Alexander and take the points lead exiting Riverside. He has 325 points, while Josh Alexander with 324 is 1 point behind. And then the guy who has been in the points lead a majority of the season, Matt Tuck, is now 3 points behind. Same with Ryan Madden, Reagan Whitlock. They are both 3 points behind as well. And remember, a few weeks ago, or a few races ago, the points in the top 5 were spread out a lot. And now they are closest. They are the closest they have been since after the first race of the season, and it is definitely going to be very interesting to see who can come out of this race with the points lead. Anyways, let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here for this 15-lap race. And the starting lineup will roll on the bottom of your screen for this one. The number 89 of Dan Smith Jr. is going to start on the pole position. Alongside him, it's going to be the number 2 of Trey Bartow. Bartow started on the pole for the race on Saturday at Riverside. We got a couple of Joe Gibbs racing machines back in here. That is Marty Johnson and Reagan Whitlock starting alongside each other in row number 2. Row number 3 sees the 97 of Max Newworth and the number 52 of Jordan Newman. And we have ourselves row number 4 with Cameron Gaju and the 44 of Abe Troxel. Row number 5, the defending champion Nathan Stapleton alongside Elijah Gordon. Row 6, we have ourselves Jesse Turner in the number 39 and Matt Tuck in the number 48 trying to regain the points lead here today. Row number 7, we have ourselves Noah Cars and the 33 of Jack Porkins. Row 8, we got ourselves Davey Johnson and Ryan Madden, another one of those guys up there in the points standings. Row 9, we have Ferdinand Gavat and Isaac Nichols. And rounding up the top 20 starting positions here today, it is Clint Buchanan in the number 17, starting alongside the 99 of Cookie Helms. A short 15-lap race here today around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. However, there most likely will be pit stops at some point throughout this race. It'll probably happen about lap 10 or lap 11 here today. And this is definitely going to be an interesting one. Will Dan Smith Jr. be able to dominate like Nicholas Gratton did in this race last year? Or will somebody be able to pass him? Last year, Nicholas Gratton led every single lap. But don't count on it happening here today. We could definitely get some passes here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it definitely takes a lot of skill to stay up front here at this racetrack. Pace car is pulled off, and we're ready to roll for race 14 of the season. And from here on out, it is only oval courses until the championship race. The green flag is out, and we're racing in the Penn Grade 250 in Indianapolis. Dan Smith Jr. with the inside lane through turn 1. Bartow will not be able to get the run on the outside and stay alongside him. And that is going to give the lead to the number 89 of Dan Smith Jr. Marty Johnson in the number 20 is going to draft behind him down the backstretch. And we got somebody already off the racetrack. Skim Nicky spun to the inside wall in the number 70. However, I do not believe a caution's going to come out for that one, as he was not sideways on the racing surface. Alex Bonsignor spinning the number 70 around, exiting turn number 2, but we stay green. Marty Johnson took the lead away from the 89 of Dan Smith Jr., and it's going to be the number 20 who's going to lead lap number 1 here in the Penn Grade 250. A very eventful first lap so far in this race, but we remain green here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Jonathan Skimnicki losing a lot of ground in the number 70 after getting spun to the inside wall, but because he was never sideways or stopped on the racing surface, just on the apron, the caution did not come out. You see the smoke back there from that incident. Max Neuwirth is up to third place. Cameron Gaju looking to take that away from him, and the number 18 of Nathan Stapleton has moved his way up to fifth in the number 18. Good job for that Joe Gibbs Racing machine there. The Joe Gibbs guy is doing pretty good today. See Reagan Whitlock in the top 10 right now. However, he is on the outside lane, and that is not the best places, one of the best places to be here at this racetrack. Right when I'm talking about Joe Gibbs Racing, when this Texas race is under caution, or it's not even under caution, under a rain delay, they're showing the man himself, Joe Gibbs. How about that? Anyways, Marty Johnson continues to lead. Dan Smith Jr. right behind him in the number 89. Max Neuwirth held off Cameron Gaju. He remains in third place. Nathan Stapleton looking to take fourth place away from the 25. Trey Bartow lately has been one of the hottest drivers here in the Turkey Hill Series. He started off the season absolutely terrible, but since Armory Digital, I think the fewest amount of points he has gotten in the race might be 26. It's around that number. And he has gotten a lot of races where he's gotten 30 or more points towards the championship. And that has definitely helped this number 2 move his way up to 6th in the points entering today's race. And right now, of the top 6 guys in the point standings, he is the highest running driver. But other guys who were up there in the points, like Reagan Whitlock, only 3 points off the points lead coming into this race. He could take the points lead if he finishes where he is right now in the number 19. And then take a look and see. There's Ryan Madden in the number 5. He is one of those guys in the top 5. Then you got William Brock and Josh Alexander, the top 2 guys. A little farther back in the field, there's the 48 of Matt Tuck. And there's the 87 of Josh Alexander. And there's the points leader coming into this race, William Brock, in the 62. So these guys are all over the place on the racetrack, most of them deep in the field, which is good news for Trey Bartow if he wants to close up on these guys in the point standings. But at the moment, Whitlock would be the points leader if they finish the way they are running at the moment. Number 20 remains out front. Marty Johnson has led every single lap so far in this race, very reminiscent of what happened here last season with Nicholas Gratton dominating at Indianapolis. But Dan Smith Jr. in the 89 is right behind him and staying right with this number 20. Nathan Stapleton trying to draft down the backstretch and close up to the 89. He's got Cameron Gaju, Trey Bartow, Noah Carr is behind him. The 51 moving his way into the top 5, trying to get around Trey Bartow. He almost clipped him and sent him into the inside wall, but fortunately there was enough room, and we have still yet avoided a crash that has brought out a caution so far in this race. We've had a crash, but we haven't had one that has brought out a caution. And Jonathan Skivnicki is still out there on the lead lap even after that incident on lap 1 of the race. Number 20, Marty Johnson, remains out front. We're mainly single file until we get back here with Tyler O'Riddy and Max Neuwirth battling for, I do believe, 10th position. O'Riddy's going to take 10th away from Neuwirth. Abe Troxel in the 44. Clint Buchanan on the inside, and you better watch out for this one. They're going to be 3 wide entering turn number 3. That is Jordan Newman in the 52. Reagan Whitlock on the outside, and they figure it out. Great job by those guys there, avoiding a major crash here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but you better be careful. Josh Crash and Cameron Black almost got into each other there, exiting turn 4. These guys have done a great job in this race, avoiding major calamity in this one. But still, you never know what could happen in this race. Dan Smith Jr. trying to get around the number 20 of Marty Johnson. Can't quite make the pass, and the 20 is going to remain out front. Here comes some company for these 2 leaders. Nathan Stapleton, Cameron Gaju closing their way to the back bumper of the 89. And the 18 of Stapleton's going to get a run to the inside of Dan Smith Jr. for 2nd place. But he does not have any help on that inside lane, and because of that, he can't really make the pass. As Smith Jr. battles with the 18 for 2nd, Marty Johnson starts to pull away a little bit in the number 20. Marty Johnson won the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here in season number 4. So he knows how to get it done here at this racetrack. And these 3 guys here are actually working together. They closed up to Marty Johnson a little bit down the front stretch. But Stapleton really wants to get 2nd place away from this 89, and that is disrupting the draft and allowing the number 20 to stay out front. But when these guys stay single file, that's when they tend to close up. And if these three guys can stick together, they will be able to surpass this number 20 in just a couple of laps. 89 seems to be braking a little bit earlier than Marty Johnson through the corner. But he seems to get a really good run off the corner. And this 89 might have a run on Marty Johnson if they didn't come down the pit lane. Pit stops are beginning here in the Penn 250, just past halfway in this race. And this is definitely going to be interesting here. The leaders are coming in, but a lot of the guys in the back decided to stay out. Not many guys coming down the pit lane. Only about 10 of them, I do believe. But the top 5, I do believe, came down the pit lane, and they are all going to get service to their race cars on this lap. So they're coming in early. They're going to get the fresher tires before everybody else, and I think they're going to be at the advantage for this one. Noah Cars in the number 51. I can remember him being up front late in the going of the Indianapolis 250 here back in May, but he was not able to hold off Aaron Walpole in that event. And Noah Cars, as far as I know, I don't think he's ever won a race on Napa Fan before. He'd like to get his first ever win. And he's going to lead the second group of cars down the pit lane. And exiting the pit lane, Marty Johnson was able to beat everybody out and come out first after those set of pit stops. Nathan Stapleton up the second, Dan Smith Jr. third, Cameron Gaju and Abe Troxel, the top 5 leaving the pit lane. But we might want to watch for these guys down the pit lane right now and see if any of them might go with a little bit of strategy, maybe a 2-tire stop to get out in front of Marty Johnson. Noah Cars was the first guy to come down the pit lane for the second group of guys, and there he is in the number 51. Will he be able to beat off Marty Johnson? We're just going to have to see. The number 20 is right there. You see him entering turn number 1 right now. And Noah Cars in number 51 is going to be exiting turn number 2 here. Oh, Ferdinand Gabat, that is not the safest way to get off the pit lane. But nonetheless, Noah Cars is actually going to be able to beat Marty Johnson off. And those guys who came in second had much faster pit stops than the guys who came in the first time around. And that is great news for the number 51 of Noah Cars. But last season, the number 16 won this race with Nicholas Gratton driving the machine. And it looks like Ferdinand Gabat might be closing into this 51 here, and he is. Tyler O'Riddy is going to be in third place. Davey Johnson's in fourth, and Marty Johnson, who led every single lap before that set of pit stops began, is now running in fifth place in the number 20 machine. But Noah Cars, trying to win his first ever race on Napa Fan, I do believe, currently leads the field with 5 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Tyler O'Riddy. How about a dark horse for this one? A part-time driver driving the number 40 in a Dodge. Don't have Dodge win that often in any race, any series I do here on Napa Fan anymore. But this guy is closing up to the back bumper of Ferdinand Gabat. He actually might be able to help Gabat in the number 16 get past this 51. But Marty Johnson, I think he's too far behind from this lead pack here to win this race. So that's a tough break for the number 20. About 2.5 seconds from the back cars of this pack to Marty Johnson. Davey Johnson going for fourth again on the number 20. So the 43 is going to retake that position, and Johnson's now on the outside here in the number 20. Stapleton in the number 18, currently running in 6th. Dan Smith Jr. in 8th, or 7th. Jesse Turner is running in 8th place right now, and then it's Abe Troxel and Caleb Hoffman, the Season 1 winner here in Indianapolis, who rounds out the top 10. We'll get to the lead, and Tyler O'Riddy in the number 40 has a fast race car. But will he be able to surpass the number 51 of Noah Cars? He's going to try to get a run to the inside in turn 1, but he's not going to make the move, and Noah Cars is going to remain out front for now. But O'Riddy tries to the inside in turn 1 again, and he's going to get a run to the inside of the 51. How about this? The part-time driver, Tyler O'Riddy, to the inside of Noah Cars for the lead. He's got help from Ferdinand Gabat, but Cars got a great run on the outside. 2.5 laps to go, and already was not able to make the pass, and Noah Cars, with a great run on the outside, remains out front here at Indianapolis. But this thing is far from over. Both Tyler O'Reilly and Ferdinand Gabat could easily get around this 51 before this thing is done. Already trying to get a run on the outside this time to get a draft down the back and make the pass through turn 1 again. He's going to draft right behind this 51. Will he be able to get to the inside entering turn 1? There he goes. He's going to try it yet again. And this time he might be able to get it to work. Side by side once again. Tyler O'Reilly taking it away from Noah Cars. Cars falling back on the outside. And it's the part-time driver, Tyler O'Reilly. I almost said Ferdinand Gabat. It's Tyler O'Reilly who has taken the lead here in the Penn 250 with 1.5 laps to go. What a move by the part-time driver, trying to get his first ever win in the Turkey Hill Series. I'm pretty sure he's won before, though. Can't remember where, but I know he has at least one win on this channel. But he's trying to get another one here. And he's going to have 1 lap to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But here comes Ferdinand Gabat in the number 16. He's drafting the number 40 down the front stretch. And there he goes to the inside with 1 lap to go. The number 16 side by side with O'Reilly for the lead. O'Reilly's not going to be able to hold it. And Gabat takes the lead on the final lap. And that's it. Noah Cars is going to be way too far behind from the number 16 to get to him. And what a tough break for Tyler O'Reilly, who was leading at the white flag. It doesn't look like he's going to do it. And the number 16 of Ferdinand Gabat, with a last lap pass, is going to bring the number 16 back to victory lane here at Indianapolis. Nicholas Grattan won in this ride last season, and this season Ferdinand Gabat. He missed last week's race at Daytona to allow his nephew to drive, and this time he's going to get the victory. Ferdinand Gabat wins the Penn 250 in Indianapolis. That was a good race. That was a very, very entertaining race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Had a lot of passing at the end, and it was just a nice race, you know? It just was a nice race, and especially a nice race for the number 16 of Ferdinand Gabat, coming home with the victory here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Noah Cars will end up in second place. Tyler already fell back to third at the end of that one. Then it was Davey Johnson and Marty Johnson, the top 5 here today in the Penn 250. But there's your winner, Ferdinand Gabat in the number 16. 44 points towards the championship for that number 16 team. And there are the official standings right there. Gabat, the veteran driver, he won the he won the 3rd ever Turkey Hill Series race. It was back when it was the Crown Royal Series. He won race number 3 in Season 1 in California, and he is definitely a veteran to this series, getting the victory here today of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Noah Cars, Tyler O'Reilly, Davey Johnson, and Marty Johnson in the top 5. Then Nathan Stapleton, pole sitter Dan Smith Jr. I do not believe he ever led a lap in this race, unfortunately, but still got a nice 7th place finish. Jesse Turner, Abe Troxel, and Caleb Hoffman, the top 10 here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And everybody finished on the lead lap, even after what happened to Jonathan Skimnicki on lap 1 with Alex Bonsignor. He managed to finish on the lead lap after hitting the inside wall there on the first lap, and but still, doesn't really mean much because he's only going to get 1 point towards the championship. And 40th place is 40th place no matter how you got there. And it's a tough break for the number 70. Anyways, the points standings, I have absolutely no idea how they're going to look after this race. But it does appear the number 87 is going to be the points leader at the end of this one. Reagan Whitlock fell back to 38th place after he was running up there in this race. Matt Tuck was also up there in the points. He finished really deep. So was points leader William Brock. I don't know where the number 5 finished. Ryan Madden's going to be pretty close to Josh Alexander, but I do believe that 87 is going to be the points leader exiting today's race. Trey Bartow is probably going to move his way into the top 5 in points as well after a 12th place finish here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But anyways, congratulations to Ferdinand Gabat for winning the Penn 250. Next race is going to be at, I do believe, Armory Digital for the 2nd time this season. And that's going to be another 15-lap race around a super speedway, and it's going to be a good one. there on Saturday morning. But anyways, congratulations to Ferdinand Gabat for getting the win here today at Indianapolis. And here are the points for the Turkey Hill Series. I will see you guys later.